and welcome to the Hoof GP. Today we're on our way to a new customer that I've never been to before. She only has one cow that she's been struggling to find help for. So hopefully we can make some sort of difference. This is the Hoof GP, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please think about doing it because every single person that clicks that button lights up my little heart. Enjoy the rest of the video.
And I won't let it rush when I see you dance, and the moment comes when I fall and time goes slow. I fall into you.
So we're headed about 15 miles from my house up into the wild, wild hills. We don't usually come up this road and it is absolutely beautiful up here. This is in the heart of the Galloway Forest, which is a massive forest park. One of the biggest ones in Europe, actually. This lady just has one cow for us, but it's really, really lame. And to be honest, I've no idea what the problem is. I've only spoke to her really briefly, and she said she'd been struggling to get someone to come and see this cow. So hopefully we can do something about it. Right now, I have no idea, because I don't know what's wrong with it. So let's get there, get around the crush, and see what we can do.
The drive up to this farm really is stunning, and as we approach our destination, it turns into a little dirt track, followed by the jewel in the crown. What an amazing little croft to call home. Although it's beautiful, life up here can be tough, and the weather changeable to say the least.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Trying to get reversed into position just now. What you want? No, back a little bit. Oh! No, she's gonna get. The weather's changing here in Scotland right now, and it's getting cold.
Setting up at places you've never been to before can be a little bit challenging, and it always takes a little bit longer than usual.
This farm's right on top of a hill, so it's a bit windy.
Come on, Kitty. Up, up.
Come on, come on, come on. Kitty, up you go.
This is 13-year-old Katie the cow. She's a cross Charlie and Simmental, and she's really stunning for her age, but she is showing signs of overgrowth on her feet, and that is why we're here today.
Lovely cow. Charlies are actually my favourite. She's got some seriously overgrown feet, but that doesn't mean all that much because these cows live on really soft moorland, so there's virtually no wear to their hooves.
Cast your eyes to the outer wall of this cow's foot. That is the hardest part of the foot, and that's why it's not worn away at all. The rest of it has actually shed away, not worn away. That's right, it dries out naturally and falls away. In this case though, the outer wall hasn't been in proper contact with the ground, so it hasn't worn away, and that's probably because the outer pedal bone has descended, and that kicks up the toe of Katie's foot, meaning it's not properly in contact with the ground. Because of the adverse changes to her skeleton, I don't actually know for certain exactly where that pedal bone is. And that's why I'm taking so much longer over a trim like this. We need to be really, really careful that we don't go too far and end up making Katie seriously lame. Because of the movement in the pedal bone, sometimes we need to force that outer claw up to see if both claws are now level, which they are, so we can move on to modelling out the sole, and that is when we take even more pressure and weight off that area to make sure Katie doesn't get any bruising. As you're just about to see, there is even more overgrowth and more of a twist on Katie's back right foot, but I'm optimistic and I'm pretty sure we can get her feeling much more comfortable. Firstly, we stabilise Katie's good claw and get it as close to perfection as possible. Whenever you trim a cow's foot that's as overgrown as this, the lever effect takes place, and it can look like you're doing a really rough job to begin with, but as the trim progresses, it gets smoother and smoother.
She's got something wrong with the bone structure in here, so see how this is lifting up? It's the same on that one, so basically the heel is wearing, but not, the toes never in contact with the ground enough to wear properly, so this will just keep happening. Have you had this one trimmed before? Yeah.
This type of problem will be a recurring issue for Katie, and in the past the owner of this beautiful cow has really struggled to get a hoof trimmer to come to her needs. My trouble is, we've been fully booked for the last 5 or 6 years, so it can be extremely difficult to fit in these extra jobs.
Is that right? What?
During the trim, a lot of people will ask me why I play music over the top of the trimming. And sometimes it's simply to protect the privacy of the farmers that I'm working with. I'm normally just chatting away constantly about nothing that would be particularly interesting to you guys.
Struggling. Yep.
While she's in, I realise her tail is a little untidy, so I take the knife and give her a quick haircut. And once all that's done, we move on to her front feet, which just need a little bit of cosmetic TLC. Katie has had a crack in the toe of that outer claw on this front leg, but as you're just about to see, it comes to no real issue and she's showing no signs of lameness whatsoever, so it's a very quick cosmetic fix.
Every time we touch, I feel at home. There's no way I'd ever let you go. When you put your hands in mine, I know we're gonna be alright. I don't know what you do to me, but I feel like I am wake up in the sky. When you put your hands in mine.
And with her front feet all done and dusted, we can finally get to see how Katie's walking and what her back feet look like now.
Come on, lads. Come on. Good girls. That's a girl. On you go. Happy as Larry, eh? She looks prettier. And that's us finished. What a beautiful day to be alive. Imagine living here. All that's left to do is give the crush a quick once over and head on home. How good was that? It's really, really good to see people looking after their cows so well. That cow was 13 years old, which in cow terms is like 180 in human terms. And she still looked fantastic, apart from some overgrowth in her feet obviously. But she'll be good to go for another few years yet. Guys, thanks very much for watching. This has been the Hoof GP and you've been fantastic. Cheery, bye! Bye!
Say